not privy, but yes, I do feel he has kind of a natural resistance to acknowledge and address the impacts of using water for fracking.
So why doesn't the group bring it to his attention?
Oh, they have. They've been bird dogging him. They show up at almost every event he's at. And but you know our governor. I mean, his strengths are his weaknesses. So his strengths is when he believes in something, he's like solid. The weakness is when he believes in something, he's solid. So he's, like you can bird dog him all you want, but he's not moving.
The commercial on TV says it's perfectly safe.
Yeah. I mean, even if you believe that, right, it's sort of like climate change. Even if you believe that, it uses so much water. Is that the best use of our water to look for oil in the middle, in whatever, middle earth, and then burn it? Oh, hello. I mean, like, nothing makes sense about that.
They've had so many earthquakes just from.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the impacts from fracking, I mean, they run the gamut, and it's incredible. Oh, fracking. It's incredible that we are in the year 2015, knowing what we know, what the data is telling us about the future, and the devastating impacts of climate change, that we are still digging down in the ground to find new fossil fuels to burn. That to me is literally crazy. And it's only because, I'm convinced, it's only because of money. It's because very powerful, wealthy people are invested in making sure we burn every last drop of fossil fuel that's buried in that earth, versus looking up at this free natural resource that doesn't have any pollution called the sun. Right? I mean, it's insane. But there's not, fortunately some people, like Elon Musk, some people are, seeing the economic opportunity that comes from harnessing the sun, fortunately. But you're going against a whole pack of people who have, always benefited and are just sort of are holding on for dear life to that old school energy technology.
Do you have more information on that point? Because recently here in this city, there was a proclamation or something, and this is just kind of paraphrasing things, that came about Earth Day, about sustainable development and sustainable economy. And one of our city council members felt like that was code word for non-competition in industry and stuff, that it was like a secret kind of code word. So we refused to sign the proclamation.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So,
Well,
do you have more information on
the clean energy
the trends? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
We
trends
are
that we could share with our council.
Absolutely. Cool. We have a trade group called Cleantech San Diego, covers the entire region, and they have great statistics. we have per capita the second highest rooftop solar installations in the nation. We're only second to LA. So huge solar, local folks locally have started solar companies and are making significant money from installing rooftop solar, and they're obviously hiring people, because the person actually has to install that solar panel, making a decent amount of money. And you have salespeople who are making money, and then the managers. And that's just one. Then we have like biofuels is a whole other sector. And we have wind. So we have a whole thriving economic clean tech sector. Again, it's sort of like, it's just depending on a person's perspective. It's either a barrier or an opportunity, right? A challenge or an opportunity. Either one person sees the door shutting, the other person sees the door opening. And fortunately, in my opinion, the majority of Californians see the door opening with clean energy and believe that this is a way to drive our economy forward, not keep us driving back.
Just real quick, we had our last city council election. We had a person running who talked about building community solar energy plants. Can you speak to that? Because we have sunshine, 350 days out of the year.
Yeah. We should, none of us, no matter where we live in San Diego, should be able to turn our heads without seeing solar, which is basically what Germany has done. If you visit Germany, they have solar along their freeways, like on the what do you call it? Guardrails, thank you, guardrails. On any rooftop, you look, in any small little city in Germany, you're going to see solar. Because the government knew that this was the future, and they incentivized the development of solar energy. But we've done that too. So California, like I said, we really are pushing the needle, driving the needle forward on solar technology. But we barely scratched the surface. That's the beautiful part. It's also the hard part. Because again, who are we running up against? existing organizations and corporations like SDG&E, whose parent company is Sempra Energy. Most of their investments are in natural gas, dirty energy. So it's not to their benefit in their mind, because they haven't decided to change their business model. It's in their benefit that we not maximize solar locally. So community solar is a program. I actually helped work on it at the state level. It's a program we passed in Sacramento that again requires the utilities, because they fight no matter what. They fought us, but it does require, it's a capped program, but it does require them to procure energy from, they call it community-based solar because it would be a solar system on some kind of ground, I don't know if they call it, what's the right term for, I can't think of it right now. But like an open space that's, you know, you can put solar on it. And then people individually could buy into it. So let's say you live in a condo or you're a renter and you can't, or you know, you don't have a south-facing roof, or you don't have enough high enough energy bill to justify investing in rooftop solar. This is a program that would allow you to invest in a piece of that solar system. So they call it community solar because it would have lots of different owners. Yeah, so there's so many programs, and I will get to the mechanism that the city is using to get us to 100%, but I do want to hit on before. I just want to make sure we have a moment to talk about that.
Well, there seems to be, the Koch brothers are spending $890-some million to spread into the PACs and different nonprofits, and also there's not been much said about, what is it, almost $7 billion on the two peaker plants, and then decentralizing or taking the San Onofre power plant.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah. So this is the fight we're up against, right? Again, it's 2015. Not only fracking, which is crazy, but we're also talking about building a massive, large-scale natural gas plant in Carlsbad to replace was it Encina? Encina. Really? So here's what's happening. So sort of the progressive movement actually did something really great about 100 years ago, because we had these corporations that were growing and growing, gaining more and more power. So the question was, how do we rein them in? And so we developed these commissions that were meant to regulate these monopolies. This included our utilities, such as San Diego Gas and Electric. These commissions were meant to protect us and protect us from being gouged, right? But over time, they just got corrupted. And now they're basically just like an arm, an extension of the utilities. So they are, right now, in kind of internally going through implosion, because emails have been exposed that basically prove the too cozy relationship between the regulator and the person, the entity they're regulating, like too cozy, like a best friend kind of let's travel together kind of relationship, completely unethical, hopefully illegal. Like the FBI is involved and there's criminal charges being considered, thank God. Well, meaning it needed to come to this. It needed to completely implode to like hopefully rebuild. But so there's new people, new commissioners who are there who are claiming, oh, it's a new day. Oh my goodness, you know, we're not corrupt. No, not at all. We had an administrative law judge, right? So these are people who are not necessarily part of the kind of cozy system with the utilities, who said we don't need to build a new power plant in Carlsbad. You know why? Because clean energy technology can meet all those needs. And then what happens? So that comes out. We all celebrated. It was a great moment. This is a big deal. And then a couple weeks later, the president of the Public Utilities Commission, again, the guy who said, I'm a new guy. I'm clean. I'm not cozy with the utilities. Suddenly comes out with a decision that says, oh, thank you, Judge, but no. We definitely do need a new power plant to meet our community energy needs. Outrageous. Totally outrageous. So one of my staffers actually went and testified with some other folks in Sierra Club to challenge that, and we're working on challenging that for the next month. But again, it just shows what we're up against, right? Because it's just such a default toward doing whatever these large corporations want. It's just a default.
Speaking of what we're up against, we've got a small group of people here, but those commercials that we're hearing on TV, they're done in such a sensational way with the female nurturing voice and the beautiful pictures And it's just saying that, you know, this is the direction that's right, and it's all safe and great, and everybody's hearing that, and they're probably thinking, well, they couldn't put that on TV if it wasn't true. And, you know, how do you change the projection of reversing that that's not the proper direction?
About the specific power plant in general, about natural gas? Like
No,
the
that
fossil
commercial
fuel?
that goes on TV that just says, you know,
yeah.
that we're the number one
Natural
producer
gas.
in
Yeah.
the world now, and we're doing everything safe and everything clean and
Yeah, it's called
nurturing
lying.
female voice. I mean, everybody's hearing that.
Natural gas in general.
Yeah, I mean, you know, right, right. There are systemic changes that need to happen. This is exactly what we're up against. Usually, the governor has been on our side, and he has fought back against a lot of the oil and gas industry that is really wanting to totally dismantle the California's climate change laws. Good news is he has stood up to protect them, and they are driving positive change in a lot of the climate action plans. I will give the governor credit for that. It's just, I'm telling you, fracking is like his place. He signed something, you know, some behind the scenes deal happened. I don't know what. But for the most part, he is more, you know, partial to the clean energy economy. But it's just, yeah. So I don't know what can I say? I don't know. We don't have the resources to do our own pretty commercial. Sorry.
So it is very interesting that they are lying to us on these ads, and yet people do, oh, it's on TV, it must be true, or oh, it's on the radio, it must be true. How do you think that we should combat that? Because at that point, it's simply just head. I mean, if we say, oh no, they're wrong, it's us butting heads kind of thing.
Yeah.
Educated.
And I mean, the problem is they carefully craft
Oh, they
their
absolutely
words.
do.
So mostly it's right more about what you're saying about the image.
Oh, yes.
Right, so you just see, it's sort of like when they advertise for medications, you know, for depression.
Oh, yeah,
and
do that.
you also get a weird like, oh, I'm gonna be, you know, jumping through flower fields if I take this medication. So it's imaging, but right, that's not lying. That's just an image and the pretty voice or whatever, the soothing voice. That's not illegal. So, I mean, I'm sure there are ways. I honestly have never done this. I'm sure there is an agency that's supposed to be regulating what gets on TV or radio. I'm sure there's a way if the specific language was not accurate. But you know, they also have their own lawyers that just kind of go right under that radar.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. You know, I've not looked at any one specific ad and tried to challenge that. But I do know organizations have challenged the healthcare industry around some of those ridiculous commercials around these medications and have been successful. But it's hard because now they just do that disclaimer at the end. Oh, by the way, you're gonna have 100 side effects, but still you'll be running towards the old
They say it
targets.
really fast, like
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah, and it's this font.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, oh, it's so hard. I mean, we all know, obviously in this crowd, I mean, we are a corporate culture. The free market, as however you want to describe what the free market is, but they mostly control what we see and hear.
What do you think about social media as an aspect?
I think it's amazing. So I think it's an incredible tool. And Bobby, yes, you definitely need to know more about social media because I do believe it's instrumental.
It's the only thing that speaks the truth.
Yeah. Well, not always.
But yeah.
Everything has a downside and a trade-off. Obviously, people get bullied on social. I mean, there's a lot of negativity that happens on social media. But I also agree with you. It's instrumental in getting out an alternative viewpoint. And obviously, you know what people believe more than commercials? What their friends and family say. Or at least friends and family like, or families they like. But really, you are the best trusted messenger to the people that you're close to in your network. And so when you do put something on Facebook or tweet it out or whatever social media, no one people don't have to respond immediately or agree immediately, but they usually respect you. And so you can be, in my opinion, the social media can be a counter to kind of the onslaught of the corporate messaging.
We can't control these news stations, these things that are run by these corporations, and
Not
newspapers
really.
that are run. We don't have the physical money or cash to go buy that and fight against that.
Exactly.
I think that is right. The social media and that word of mouth,
Yeah.
educating people.
Being a trusted messenger. Everybody in this room is probably a trusted messenger with a certain group of people. Yeah. Honestly. An honest, someone in your network feels you're an honest broker and would believe and care about your opinion. It is true. And so, you take advantage of that. I mean, obviously in your social interactions, but also just on social media, it is meaningful. I think, so yeah, I think that's one tool we have.
Yeah, question, you brought Ty Glory up for it, I'm a little confused about him honestly, because I understand there's 21 votes for Sandbag, and that Chuck Lowry's the only one of 21 people that voted against that plan.
Yeah.
Expand freely. And Todd Glory is very silent about that, I've not heard anything from him, so I'm just wondering, since you know him well, I'm a little confused, because if he's one that's proactive climate change, and he's for the Sandbag program, I'm a little confused by that.
Me too.
Okay, well,